All right. So ever feel like you need like, I don't know, a cheat sheet for, all the mysteries of how tiny humans work?
Yeah, I think we all have those moments.
Right. So today we're doing a deep dive into something that's kind of like that cheat sheet. It's called the pyramid model. And it's basically, well, think of it as like a support system to help little ones grow up, socially and emotionally.
It's a pretty amazing framework.
So whether you're a parent, like wrangling a couple of toddlers, or you're an educator in a classroom bursting with energy, or even if you're just, curious about how those little minds work, this one's for you. Stick around.
I think what's really cool about the pyramid model is that it's not some rigid curriculum, right?
Right.
It's more like a framework. It's adaptable. You can weave it into whatever programs or approaches you're already using.
That's super helpful.
Yeah, and it's used by a whole range of people, like early childhood educators, folks in special education, early intervention specialists, and even families at home.
It's funny. The other day I was watching my niece. She was trying to share a toy with her friend.
Oh, yeah.
It was like intense. It was like watching a tiny little diplomat trying to, I don't know, negotiate a peace treaty or something.
Probably.
And it really hit me just how crucial these social and emotional skills are, like even from such a young age.
Absolutely. I mean, that's really what the pyramid model is all about, nurturing those skills. They're so foundational, right? The ability to understand and manage their emotions, build healthy relationships, even make responsible decisions. All that stuff, that's what we need to thrive in life, not just get through preschool.
That's so true. And, we keep saying this word framework,
Right.
but I think we should probably unpack that a little bit. Like, what does that actually look like in practice?
Okay, so imagine it like a toolbox, all right? But this toolbox is filled with evidence-based practices.
Ah, I like that.
So these are strategies that have been researched, and they're proven to work, right? They're not just feel-good theories. They're techniques that actually make a measurable difference in how kids behave and develop.
Our source material mentions some pretty impressive results from this, like decreasing difficult behaviors and really boosting those social and emotional skills. But I think before we, dive into all those outcomes, let's just like set the stage a little. Who exactly benefits from this pyramid model,
All right, well, picture this. You're a preschool teacher,
right?
and you're facing a room full of 4-year-olds.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah, each one of them a little whirlwind of emotions, energy, the works, right? And tantrums are erupting left and right. Sharing becomes like this battle of wills. And meanwhile, you're just there trying to figure out, how do I create a calm and productive space where these kids can actually learn?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So that's where the pyramid model comes in. It gives those teachers practical strategies to deal with these everyday challenges. And the best part, they're backed by research, so they actually work.
That's huge.
It is.
So it's not just for the classroom, though, right? Like, picture this. You're a parent at home. You're totally baffled by your toddler, who is just having a complete meltdown over, let's say, the wrong color cup.
Been there.
The pyramid model, it's got tools and insights to help parents understand those big feelings that toddlers have. It helps them, guide their little ones towards, like, developing a healthy way of handling their emotions.
Spot on. And then you've got early intervention specialists, right? Working with kids who have developmental delays, disabilities maybe. The great thing is you can tailor the pyramid model to fit their needs specifically, help them build those skills they need to really thrive.
That's amazing. And the best part is, and we touched on this a bit earlier, this isn't just some wishful thinking, right? It's not just a nice idea.
Yeah.
The pyramid model, it actually has a proven track record.
Oh,
It works. Studies have shown, like, kids in programs that use this model, they have something like a 30% reduction in challenging behaviors and like a 20% increase in their emotional vocabulary.
those are huge gains.
It's incredible.
It really is. And it goes beyond helping individual kids, too.
Okay, yeah, tell me more.
Well, the pyramid model, it's actually designed to promote equity, to make sure that all children have inclusive environments.
That's so important.
It addresses, disparities in discipline practices,
Yeah.
right? And really tries to make sure every child has a real shot at success.
I love that. And speaking of making sure things are done right, there's an entire organization that's devoted to this, the National Center for Pyramid Model Innovations, or NCPMI.
Exactly. NCPMI is key here. They support states, Give them the tools to implement the model effectively, provide training and resources, that sort of thing. They're really committed to seeing positive social emotional outcomes for all young children, especially the ones who are most vulnerable.
That's fantastic. So we've talked a lot about, the positives of the model and how it can be used in different situations, but let's be real for a second.
Yeah.
What about those times when, like, a child's behavior is really disruptive? Like, I'm talking beyond, the typical toddler tantrum.
Right.
How does the pyramid model deal with those situations?
That's a really great question.
Thank
The
you.
model recognizes that challenging behaviors, they don't just appear out of nowhere.
That's
There's a
good.
reason. And one of its core strategies, it's called functional behavior assessment. What you do is try to figure out the why. Why is this behavior happening?
That makes sense.
Is the child trying to get attention? Are they trying to avoid something, get out of a situation? Once you understand the function of that behavior, you can start to come up with, more effective ways to address it.
That's really insightful.
It can be really helpful.
But it makes me think, like, how do you make sure that these strategies are applied consistently? Across all these different settings, like at home, at school, at childcare. How do you make sure everyone's on the same page?
That's where collaboration and communication really come in. That's
Okay.
a big part of what the pyramid model emphasizes, building strong partnerships,
Yeah.
between families, educators, other caregivers. When everyone's working together using the same language, the same approach, it creates a much more supportive, consistent environment for that child.
It takes a village.
Exactly.
So to sort of bring things full circle here,
Yeah.
it sounds like the pyramid model, it's more than just a set of techniques, right?
Yeah.
It's almost like a whole philosophy,
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
a way of thinking about like how kids develop. It really puts the focus on building relationships, understanding why kids behave the way they do, and creating supportive environments where they can really flourish.
Precisely.
Hmm.
And knowing that this powerful model exists and, has been proven to work, we want to leave you with a question, something to think about.
All right, hit us with it.
So, how might you use this knowledge, to make a positive impact on the children in your life? Whether you're a parent, an educator, or just someone who really cares about kids. The pyramid model was so much to offer, such valuable insights, real strategies to help all young children thrive.
I love that. That's definitely something for everyone to think about. All right, well, that's it for our deep dive this week. We'll see you next time.
See you then.